think I'm falling over you. I think I'm falling over you.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're in a different little setting here in the front room. And today, obviously, as you know by the title, we're on another podcast episode. And today we are going to start off with, I've got on the list down, little list down here, I've got the topic of my car. Now, my car is still the same pretty much the whole way around. I've just put some new headlights in it. I got like if you know a Fiesta, there's headlight, and then you got a side light, and then you got some other light, and then you got indicator. You got daylight running lights in the middle, and I got the daylight running light bulbs and the side light bulbs. So I replaced them, and they look much better. I've got some footage of it, so it should be in a video soon. I don't know where to put it in, because I've got basically I'm going to time lapse. I've got the time lapse of the 360 video on my GoPro when I did it from the engine bay, the workstation as we'll call it. So I'll have to insert that in a video somewhere to show you how I did it. So yeah, also before that, a couple of months ago, I think, or weeks ago, I bought some de-chroming tape, which is basically just black vinyl tape that's literally like this thin. And I applied that on around my windows. I had like chrome bits, and I just didn't like it because far away the car just looks like I could tell that the chrome. It started getting to me. So now it is all black, and from a distance the car just looks fine. It just kind of deletes it basically. So that's really improved the car, and I like it much. Because that was good English, that was, yeah. So the next thing we've got is the new sprocket on the Mafia. Now this is actually a while ago, but I don't think I actually spoke about it. Well, I made a video about it, but yeah, the new is working well. It hasn't bent up. My Mafia BMX has been stuck in my room for like a couple of months. I haven't actually ridden it in a while. Since I got my jump bike, actually, I think I've only ridden that BMX once, because I don't really need to, and the BMX is just for the odd occasion, I guess. But the sprocket's still fine. It's all working well. I did scratch it when I put it on because the paint was so fragile on it, on the We the People sprocket, that it actually like got chipped off when I put it on. But it's all right now. It's fine. It still works. So yeah, the only thing I had to do was take off the chain tensioners, because basically the BMX looked like Mafia they look like they were running the parts. Basically the chain was too tight, but I managed to push it back when I put the sprocket back on, so I think it's running well now. So yeah. So I think it's been a couple months now, a couple of weeks since I put this on the list, obviously, to talk about. But we're back at Cyclopark. We're back training on a Tuesday, and it's going well. I've been improving a few things. I'll get a bit more comfortable apparently. The arms will go out. Yeah, I've been improving a few more things, and it's been going well. Only last week was cold air, so my asthma was playing up, but it should be all right now. Yeah, I'm just happy to be back at Cyclopark, because, as you know, I made videos. I went to Gillingham Pump Track, which didn't really like. I've been there twice, didn't really like it. Greenwich, but it's quite small for me now, because I got better, obviously, I think. So the jumps are too small. I just wanted something bigger. So since then, we've been to Runnymede. Obviously, you've seen that in an edit, and that was mental. There's a jump on the end of the second straight, which I actually always, when I've raced there, I've never been there to just do a session. I've always been there to race. So when we did go there, I had it in my head that I wanted to do it that day, and I think we left at like 5:30, 5:45 on that. I think it was 2 weeks ago on a Monday. I took the day off, and yeah, it was insane because. Yeah, that was the last trick, and I was like, if I get it this time, we'll get a proper video of it, and then we'll get photos. But by that time, I was dead. I was out of it. We were just going to go home, because it's like an hour and 10 minutes, or an hour and 20 minutes away from my house. So, yeah, but that was so sick to actually get it. So I'll put that clip in about here, just so you can see it, because I'm very proud of it, because there was probably about 20 of those videos. And then you had all the ones on my actual camera that for the edit, which we didn't make it in. But yeah. Runnymede was sick, and yeah, I had to be back at Cyclopark, because Cyclopark and Runnymede, the only kind of, well, they're kind of similar tracks, but Runnymede you can actually ride whenever it's open, whereas Cyclopark they close it and they don't really open it much. I'd be happy to pay open sessions, but they don't really do them as much anymore at the moment anyway. So yeah, Runnymede was pretty sick. So I've got written down on my little list here on my phone, failed GoPro Journey again, time lapse. that was it. So you know the GoPro Journey that was in Hastings that you might have found out if you read the description. Obviously, you might have watched it. I think it wasn't the last GoPro Journey, which was my Wales one, which was pretty sick. That was in Aberystwyth. I think I've actually pronounced that right. Something like the left of Wales. Yeah, we actually did a GoPro Journey there, and that was pretty sick. I had limited space on my GoPro because we were coming from Barry, which is at the bottom of Wales, to Bangor at the top. So in the video, I only had a certain amount of space on my SD card on my GoPro before I could like offload it onto my laptop. So yeah, that was kind of a quick trying to get the right clips for that GoPro Journey. But then we had the time lapse bit in the Hastings video, and I've also got a cat now as well, which has just turned up. Hello. Drink. Alright. There's a bit in that GoPro Journey where my GoPro Max messed up. So messed up, I put it there really. I left it on, I didn't really put it on time lapse, but I must have clicked the screen at some point. It switched it to time lapse. So there's a bit in the end of the Hastings GoPro Journey. Had to kind of cut it short because that bit of footage was just a time lapse, which was, there was a bit of sick manuals in there and stuff, but some really good manuals, but yeah, it was all time lapse, so I couldn't really use it. So that was a bit of the failed journey. One of our sites when we're at work is actually House of Vans, which if you don't know, is a skate park underneath in the Waterloo tunnels, and it's pretty sick. And I've been there about 2-3 times now, and yeah, so that was pretty sick going there and seeing the actual skate park. Yeah, because I've always known about it, but never really never gone to it or seen it properly. So yeah, they've got like about 5 tunnels, I think, and in about the 3rd or 4th tunnel, they've got a bowl which isn't too deep. In pictures, it looks very deep. When you're standing on top of it, it don't look as deep, and it's got like a gap with a door in it. And then they've got their street section because it's more skateboard orientated in there. But yeah, that's pretty sick. So as you would have seen with my Cyclopark race recap, which we haven't seen one of those since like March, and I didn't manage to get any footage because I forgot that I left my GoPro in the car. But and because of the bigger GoPro now, I used to have the Session, but now I've got the Max. It's a lot bigger. So I'm trying to get my Session to work properly because on the GoPro app you can't actually use 2 GoPros, which I thought you could, but it might just be me not really looking into it properly. But yeah, I want to get the Session back so I can have it when I'm racing at Cyclopark. But yeah, we were back racing at Cyclopark for this new series that they've developed, so we can have less riders there, obviously. But yeah, I got 3rd that day. If you hadn't seen that video, obviously go and watch it. But I mean, if you're watching the podcast video, you should be watching the race recap. But yeah, that's pretty sick, getting actually racing and going racing on my home track. I didn't really mind where I was racing really, but luckily it was on my home track. And yeah, it was good to be back racing people and, you know, a bit of competition back into riding. So I said, I think it would have been my last video that I put out on Saturday, that I want to jump the whole of Cyclopark first straight. Now last week at training, I actually jumped the last one on the first straight, which I haven't done the whole thing before. I jumped up before and then like failed and crashed, and then I have done it properly before, but yeah, this was the first time I actually jumped the whole thing. So I worked out my fastest line that I could do, which is a tap manual on the first double, and then a double manual. I can't really do it that quick yet, so it ended up being a tap manual out and then chucking a pedal in afterwards to keep the speed through it. And I managed to get it on like the penultimate or the last run. So yeah, I want to get the whole thing by the end of next year, like I said in that video, because we've actually got a Cyclopark edit lined up that I want to kind of organise and make sure it happens. Because I basically storyboarded it out. I've gone in on this one, but yeah, it's looking pretty sick in my head anyway. So hopefully we can do that. So speaking of the Cyclopark straight, in the 1 year video, it's going to be pretty sick. Hopefully I'll remember by next year, and I'll have 1,000 subscribers, and so you can see it again when I actually react to it. And it'd be pretty sick to see, like, oh, look at this video last year, I said about 1,000 subscribers, now we got this many or whatever. And then you got like a whole of Cyclopark first straight. By next year we filmed the edit with it in it. So we filmed the edit with it in it, and that'd be pretty sick to see, because yeah, watching a video of you a year earlier talking about stuff you wanted to do and you've actually achieved it, like travelling not all of the tracks in the country, in the UK, but most of them, all the good ones basically. I want to go to Scotland at some point, but I don't know if that's in the next year or whenever. But yeah, there's so many tracks that look so sick, and I want to just keep riding and keep developing my riding. So yeah. So guys, today it was a bit of a shorter podcast episode. I always write down these lists of them of what I want to talk about. When I think about stuff when I'm out, I just write it in the notes section. I've got podcast notes on my phone, and I always write down loads of stuff. So I've got about 10 topics written down there that I think I've spoke about already. But because I realise I speak so quickly, I try to slow myself down. But obviously, then I've only spoke for like about 10 minutes maybe. And we're calling it a podcast, but we're going to run with it anyway because it doesn't matter. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see another podcast episode, click the like button and click and comment what you want me to talk about. If there's anything you want to talk about, like how to take BMX photos, make an edit, whatever, any video ideas as well. Any topic, podcast topics and video ideas, leave them in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video or podcast, whatever comes next. Probably another video, hopefully. But yeah, I was a little sidetrack. I was ahead on videos with a lot of them scheduled, and then I kind of just after Wales, I kind of just slacked off. So I'm trying to build up the videos back up again. So if you see me in the same clothes in a video, I try not to, so it doesn't look like I did record it in one day. But yeah, I'm trying to get the videos back up and running, so I can keep consistently. Wednesday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Yeah, and I also changed my upload time because on YouTube you can see when your subscribers are online, and most of you guys are on at 6 p.m. ish. So I said I'll schedule them for them because they're gonna watch. They'll watch them then. It's only smart. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. It's far away.
Last year I had a lot on my mind like Tony Stark, couldn't get it off my chest. But now I'm back to back like I'm Ori. Reborn, yeah, everything blessed. From the ashes brings a new story. Show, don't tell, I'ma ace this test. Last year 100k on the AdSense. Your channel ain't even got ads yet. Now I'm suited up like I'm Brosnan. Can't pierce this bubble like a stab vest. And the distro kid looking crazy. I pay myself, motherfuckers don't pay me. Been taking notes from Jamie, still learning, yo, can you blame me? And now I'm on the road and I ain't never